these books are good because what Tai Chi's helping you with is, fall, right? And Qigong does the same thing. And strength training. The Qigong class I did, first 20 minutes was all strength training, work our core. So if you can't stand for a long time, it's okay to sit. But right now, I'm gonna just explain things. So that's kind of the purpose. Somebody asked, the AI chatbot, right? Come on. Are you going to Tai Chi class or just peeking? Peeking. The AI chatbot where everybody's crying over. Somebody asked me to explain how Tai Chi works. And I was like, this is the best explanation I've ever seen. It wrote a whole page. But I rearranged the sentences, it was a little bit out of order, and then it made total sense. So let me read it to you. That way you'll have it in your head. Tai Chi, it's called Tai Chi Chuan in Chinese. Chuan means like a boxing system, but it's also used for martial arts, right? Now, when you learn for health, you wind up getting really strong, and I know plenty of people said, all of a sudden somebody was coming towards me and I just pushed them out of the way, and I realized I was doing Tai Chi, and I didn't have to use hitting or blocking or anything like that. It's good. So Tai Chi Chuan combines slow. This is the computer is making this up. Combines slow, grabbing it from all over the world on the internet, and then compositing it. Combines slow, graceful movements. That's correct. With deep breathing and meditation, yay. That emphasizes body posture, yes. Breathing, yes. And relaxation. It is also a gentle, non-competitive martial art form used for self-defense that is combined with Qigong, right? Which is energy healing work. Qigong means energy healing work. Gong means work. When you see the word Kung Fu, right? The Kung is actually Kung Fu, and it's the same in Gong. Not the Gong you go, and that Gong. And it just means a practice, an energy work, something that you're going to repeat, right? Because you're supposed to cultivate a practice, right? The Chinese people do this their whole lifetime. So American people do too. I think in the 50s and 60s it came to the United States. Okay, so it is a safe, healthy form of exercise for people of all ages, can be practiced by anyone. They don't recommend people under 15 do it because their bodies aren't fully developed yet, and mentally. The aim of Tai Chi is to build up strength and flexibility while also cultivating inner peace and relaxation. The two things together are important. Practitioners of Tai Chi often focus on finding a balance between relaxation and concentration and seek to attain a sense of harmony and inner peace. The meditative low-impact movements of Tai Chi are said to have a calming effect on both the body and mind, making it a popular form of exercise for people of all ages. Through the movements of Tai Chi, we can also promote emotional healing by tuning into our body and mind, focusing on the present and leaving the outside world behind, which is right. When you're focused, right, if you're doing something you really love, whether it's cooking or cleaning your car, you're gonna not think about stuff. And my teachers always said, thinking is the enemy. Thinking is worrying. There's nothing you think about that isn't really worrying. Thinking about the past gives you anxiety, right? Thinking about the future gives you anxiety. Thinking about the past gives you depression. And it's true. If you're focused on right now, there's really nothing to think about. There's only doing. So as they say, we're human beings, we're not human talking, human thinkings. We're human beings, right? So we have to be. So that means your thoughts and your actions are at one. It didn't say that, but I added that in. So through movement, you can promote emotional healing. Okay, we let go of stress and find our inner calm. With Tai Chi, we can find peace, focus, and clarity. Almost done. Through the practice of Tai Chi, one can unlock the potential of your body's inner energy, which is Qi. And the slow and relaxed movements are used to cultivate energy known as Qi. Qi is believed to be a vital energy that flows through the body and is responsible for health and vitality. This energy is believed to flow through the body and can be accessed through precise, mindful movements of the Tai Chi form. Now, mindful, that means you're knowing what you're doing. You're not going, right? It's mindful. My mind is preoccupied with doing everything correct, right? And so when I do it correct, all these things happen inside your body. See, I'm off the script. All these health benefits start to happen. Your hormones move. You know what meridians are? Energy channels for acupuncture, right? Everybody knows what acupuncture is? Okay. all your energy channels are activated, and so all the different organs in your body are being stimulated, right? And then that cleans things out, cleans your liver of anger, cleans your spleen of resentments of past relationships, cleans gallbladder, right? You have gall when somebody says that, right? It means you're offending them, right? So grief, where's that? In your lungs. And anguish is in the heart. Anxiety is in your digestive system. People are full of anxiety, and some eat too much and some don't eat enough, right? They can't eat when they're nervous. So it affects that whole thing. Your mouth dries up when you get anxiety, right? So the digestive system. Okay. Almost done. As one moves through the Tai Chi form, right, one's energy is redirected and balanced, helping to bring harmony to the mind and body. These movements are meant to help practitioners become aware of their body and its correct state of physical, emotional, spiritual balance. This awareness can help practitioners reduce stress and build strength, balance, flexibility, and coordination. It repeats itself, but it's not bad for essentially a non-living thing to make this up, right? There's been a great many medical studies that show the physical healing effects of Tai Chi, including weight loss, core strength building, and increased stamina and stability. Practicing Tai Chi also helps improve circulation, can even boost the immune system. Tai Chi movements are designed to encourage circulation and energy flow through the body, helping to improve overall health. In essence, Tai Chi is a method of self-care and self-healing that can help you become more mindful and connected to your body. Not bad. I don't know why people complain about AI. So I think people registered, they got this pretty long thing that I wrote of just generally explaining the health benefits. So
now, how do we get that? Because I registered. Was it supposed to email the
yeah.
email to us?
Yeah, it should have yesterday.
Well,
Okay, so I haven't checked my email, so maybe
okay.
it's
Yeah, I
in
can always give
there.
you one. So there's one left here.
Okay.
So this has the first page is my explanation of Tai Chi, and then what it does when you're in motion. Like we have warm-ups, we have instruction and practice of the form. We have the Qigong part that's built into it, and there's a section here that says no pain but big gains. Right? What do they say in the rest of it? No pain, no gain. No, that's called arthritis. Right? Stress on the body creates arthritis. When we do anything in the Chinese martial arts or Chinese health, 70% effort, leave a 30% reserve when you need it, right? We don't do 110. That means you're subtracting 10 from 100. How can anybody do more than 100, right? So you've got muscle strength that's being developed, flexibility, balance, aerobic conditioning, right? Then I have a big list of all the problems that the Tai Chi improves: migraine, headache, insomnia, asthma, immunity, fibromyalgia. Every one of these things I've healed people of it within 3 classes. Bone density, flexibility, joint pain, fatigue, back pain, rheumatism, arthritis, osteoporosis. This definitely prevents osteoporosis. Fibromyalgia on here twice, that means it hurts the most. Right? Heart issues, hypertension, cholesterol, full uric acid, that's being too rich, right? That's gout. That's no fun, especially if you get in your big toe, right, or your elbows. All you gotta do is drink artichoke tea. It goes away. That's all the secrets. Stress, anxiety, motor functions because of stroke, level of concentrations for study, leveling comes. Evaluating self-confidence for performance and making decisions, and sexual performance. Right? Sexual performance. Everything is good, right? So those are the things they've done studies on, and it's proven. The latest one is that it gets rid of your excess belly fat. Right? I guess I didn't decide to have excess. This is called Italian food. Italian food. Too many birthdays. That's it. I got so many nieces and nephews, and there's always a birthday. And the doctor's like, "Stop eating sugar." Okay, Tai Chi, the 3 Dantans. Okay, what is a Dantian? It's a energy circle. The lower Dantian, is people who took my Qigong class know, is your main Dantian is like saying a magic field of elixir. Kind of that's what it translates to. It's energy space, right? So there's 3 inches below your navel, 3 inches in, and you could feel a knot that's kind of like this, And the more you practice Qigong and Kung Fu and Tai Chi, the stronger you get, and that knot gets strong. Some people can move it. If you touch me there, you can feel that this ball is rotating. This is the emotional one. That's the physical. That is all your. All right. You ask your kid, "Who are you?" What do they do? They point here. They go, "Well, right." I never saw a kid say, "I am." Never. This is your heart mind in Chinese. Your brain is not an organ in the Chinese system. It's extension of your nervous system, extension of your spine. There's children born with no brains. They live over 10 years. The only reason they actually die is from an infection. They giggle and laugh. People in the vegetative coma, are they using their brain? No. They giggle and laugh and react because your body has the animal body, right? Your mind is a whole nother thing. So here, they think it's located in the thymus gland. As you get older, it shrinks if you don't meditate and use it. So we don't want the thymus gland to shrink, right? People who are 80, it's like this big, and people who are in their 80s, it's this big. So the thymus gland is where a lot of that heart-mind stuff is. Also, they discovered that the whole inner line, I was pre-med, so I have 3 bachelor's degrees and 1 master's degree. So,
Lots of information.
yeah. So the inner lining of your, I read medical journals every day. So the inner lining of your body, they discovered now is brain tissue. So you know what you feel. You gotta focus, right? You gotta know yourself, right? So meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi does that. And like I said, Tai Chi is like a moving form of meditation, which has Qigong built into it. And then it's fun doing the martial arts part. I just showed somebody who just go like this and stuff, and they go flying back. And that was just because we moved everything all at once, right? So, the upper, that's your spiritual center. That's your connection between what the Chinese call the heavens, it's Tian. But the heaven actually means sky. But, well, put it this way. A lot of quantum physics has everything to do with the world we're doing. And even the Bible, right? It says in the Bible what? And let there be light, that was first. That means what was first? Qi, energy, right? And it's what's it doing? It's yang. Now, you know what the difference between yang and yang is? Yang goes, yin comes in. Male, female, right? So, pushing is yang, pulling is yin. So, first thing that ever happened, there was light. And what did it do? It goes out. So, you can call that God, right? It's an intelligent light because the whole universe is intelligent by itself. You don't have to be spiritual or religious. It's just quantum physics facts, right? And that energy is going, and it can only do one thing, go. So eventually, it's giving. What is it? Love, right? What does love do? Love is just giving. You don't really. If you really love somebody, do you need them to love you back? Not really. There's plenty of people you can fall in love with. I'm never gonna love you back. So you gotta get your dogs and cats. You love them. I love all my tropical fish. And my lizards, they're gonna love me back. Now give me food, that's all they care about. So it's okay, right? Because I'm doing it without wanting something back. So that eternal love, that eternal energy went out. Well, if you put light and love together, that's got to be some kind of awareness, right? So that awareness started saying, I got nobody to give to. So what did it do? What do you do in love? Make space in your life for someone else, right? Whether you're single or married. I mean, not married yet, but if you don't have anybody, you still gotta make space for them. If you act like you're always single forever, you're gonna be single forever. You don't have space for somebody. So you make space. Once there was space, the energy went into it. So that's called a vessel, right? Now everything in Qigong theory is all found in Kabbalah in the West, right? So I don't know if you know what Kabbalah is. It's Christian and Jewish mysticism. All right. Both of them said angels gave them the information 5,000 years ago. How did that happen? So here's the vessel. It's receiving. Here the chi is going in. All the yang energy is going in. And the yin energy is absorbing. It was made from yang energy. The the receiver is now saying, I feel guilty because I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff for nothing. And it senses that there was yang energy in it, right? Because yin turns to yang, yang turns to yin. So the resistance created an explosion. Go ahead, men, please. Can we get the other chair? And there's more chairs if you want to say stuff. Okay. That energy, I'm explaining yin and yang, which you probably know. Right? So, but I'm giving it a Western approach, like Kabbalah. So, boom, it explodes, right? Now, I studied Kabbalah for a long time with rabbis. I'm Christian, but they said if you take one word of the first paragraph in Genesis in Hebrew, each word is each letter is a word. When you translate that way, it says, Bereshet, let there be light, and then the creation was the heavens and earth. What does that mean? Matter and energy. That's the first two things, right? That's heaven and earth. The firmament, the waters, that's all it is. And then came the yang, needed something to give to, and it created the yin, and then the yin absorbed it, but it felt guilty. And then what happened? The tension made an explosion. And the rabbi said, it's a cosmic orgasm. And then the beginning was the word. It made a sound. Right? What does it say in the Bible? The beginning was the word. The word is what? The hum of the universe. Right? And scientists now will tell you the whole universe is making a word. Everything's humming. Your body makes a word. Every cell you have hums. All together, all the frequencies create one frequency, like a chord. You know what a music chord is? It's a bunch of notes. And that is vibrating, and you can hear it when it's real quiet. People say, I hear the blood in my ears. No, you're getting another sound from up here. That's your musical chord, right? So anyway, so those are the three Dankens. So the spiritual Danken is concerned with upper functions, right? Your connection to the universe, your previous lifetime, if you believe that or not, right? I always tell people, God or anything like that, doesn't need you to believe in it. If it was real, Santa Claus dies and the Easter Bunny dies. Even Santa Claus is real, it's St. Nicholas. But the Easter Bunny, right? So you gotta believe in that. But God doesn't care if you believe it or not. It's still here, whether you believe it or not. Anything you can say you don't believe, it's still here if it's real. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is experiencing, like light. What do? You experience light. You can't hold it. You can't do anything with it, right? You can only take love. Can you hold it in your hands? No, you can experience it. Energy, can you hold it? No, you can only experience it. Matter is knots of energy. It's just energy made into knots so that you could. And what does matter? Information. Wood, heavy, color, shape. That's all information, right? So, anyway, when you have your three Dankens working and you're doing Tai Chi and you're doing the form, your intention leads the way. So how do you move Chi? It's your intention. Wherever your intention goes, the Chi follows, right? Do you know things about Tai Chi? You have experience in Tai Chi? A little bit. I'm always hoping for somebody with lots of experience to come. Because I know the old original Chen and the old original Yang before the modern people changed it. And so I always want them to learn something new. All right, so it's intention, and then you're going to use your breathing patterns, and then this paper, it should have went to everybody registered. It says what each move does and what part of your body it does things for, right? Which is good. Some of the names are translated weird into English, but so these are all the energy channels. So everything's explained. I don't need to go into that. What we should do is make Chi, and then we'll do some Tai Chi. But so what does the word Tai Chi Chuan mean? The grand ultimate system, right? That's what Tai Chi means. It used to be called Ro Chuan. Ro Chuan is a Shaolin thing, which is pre-Tai Chi. I teach that first to people when I do my classes. So you're learning rooting and grounding. You're learning how to move the top and the bottom together. You're learning how to Your whole spine is rotating. So energy is spiraling up the ground, and I feel it, right? And then energy is coming down into my opioid point. There's 22 major minor meridians. They go straight down my central line to the exact space. There's another little gland there between the two holes, funny way to say it. And that's one big long line. And the energy is going up and down between that. When you're healthy, when you're breathing creates a suction cup effect, right? And so you want to pull energy from, and then there's life force energy. I don't want to bring in lots of people's negative energy, but I want to bring in good, natural energy. A lot of people like to practice this outside because of that, right? In China, they're up there at 5 o'clock in the morning before they go to work, and there's like 100 or 1,000 people doing Tai Chi at the same time, and they're all separated by what styles they do, right? I'll show you the styles after. Okay, so how do we make Chi? Go like this first. We're going to cheat and do it a quick version of it. Do it hard. And then rub, like a doctor washes his hands. Or people who don't want COVID to wash their hands. And then go like this. And then rub your fingernails. Each finger connects to a different meridian. Each part of your ear goes to a different. Well, acupuncture wouldn't work, right? Alright, so we're doing our thumb. Now do our thumbs. That's the lungs. When babies can't breathe, what do? Why? They're trying to stimulate the lung channel. Do they even know they're doing it? No, because babies are still natural, right? Do babies breathe correctly? Yes, they go like this. I never used my chest in 30 years since I learned to breathe here. And the doctor was, doing the assessment, he goes, your chest is not moving, what's wrong? I go, I'm healthy. He goes, you're not supposed to, you gotta use diaphragmatic breathing. Oh yeah, like babies. Yes. So look, you're supposed to, whether you're doing Qigong or Tai Chi, it's here where you get the air from, right? When you go like this, it expands the sides, opens the back. This doesn't move. 100% of your lungs is full of air. 100% comes out when you breathe out. That doesn't happen when you're breathing from here. You're only getting 30%. What's happening to the rest of you? There's no air going to your capillaries. They say 60% of your capillaries don't get energy. What does that mean? You are rotted, right? That's why people get old. 2 reasons people get old. They shrink because they don't stretch and they don't drink enough water, right? And they are rotted because they don't get enough air. So if you breathe deep, you can't feel anxiety. Your body physically cannot do it because you have to breathe shallow, and if you're angry or whatever, then you breathe fast, right? So breathing slow. When you drive, you practice. I used to do emotional healing on people with my psychotherapy practice, and they'd go home and go, I cried my eyes out. And I go, because you're holding the steering wheel in front of your emotional center, and you're releasing everything that we just talked about, right? So that's important, right? What's here? Despair and anguish. We want that out of our body. So Tai Chi is less boring than jogging, right? And jogging hurts, right? I mean, you're pounding. And people in their 30s are skinny diet when they're jogging. Wow, they don't even have cholesterol or nothing, right? I've never heard of anybody dying in Qigong class. Yoga class? No. I've heard people hurting their hips in yoga class because they're too old to take it now. And that's when people should switch to Qigong and Tai Chi. So do this now. You got your hands hot. Put your hands like this, and then slowly open your hands and imagine what it feels like. That's intention. Imagining is fantasy, and intention is imagining what things feel like, which means use your mind. Right? Do you know you're in the future all the time? Your brain already knows what you're going to do before you do it, or else you can't move. And so your mind is in the future. It's 4 seconds in the future. Now bad thoughts take 8 seconds to poison your body. Right? A woman who should have won the Nobel Prize got that. Can you feel when you go like this that there's a magnet between your hands? And if you start to feel it, go this way and then circle it. And now just go like this. Does everybody feel it? Magnets? Because we're moving slow. Now, if you move every day, do you feel it? No, because you'll go crazy feeling Chi everywhere you go. You want to just feel it when we're in a Tai Chi speed, Tai Chi mode, right? Everybody feel that? Now go like this, circle. And then can you feel the ball? Right? Like if you're rubbing a kitten, it feels like. unless you don't need kids. And you can rub a puppy or a squirrel, get bit. And change it the other way. Point your finger down, circle it. Decide that you can make G come out of your finger. Feel? Right? And you can write your name. Right? Don't look and write your name, and feel what your name feels like when you're writing it. Everybody can do it? No. You didn't take enough G. Everybody can do it. Imagine what it feels like to clap your hands without clapping, if you can feel it right away. Just open, clap your hands. Make your body come out. That's what's happening. Your body comes out of your physical body, and it touches your hands together. Just don't even move. Just decide that you can think like you're talking and moving your hands, but don't do it. Just do it with your mind. You can feel they're touching, especially if you start to jiggle, right? Feel them touching. So, expand that. And you want to take the Tai Chi seminar, they're looking for you. Just leave it there. It's your problem. Okay, everybody can feel it now? Good. So, that's what you want to feel when you do Tai Chi, right? If you learn the baloney Tai Chi, you're going to go, and they're like, let's go YMCA. I'm going to teach you YMCA. I better not call it that anymore. YMCA Tai Chi is like, follow me, monkey see, monkey do. Okay, yeah, good, you did good. Nah. You want to feel everything go, right? So, there's an even number of people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Turn to the person next to you, put your hand like this. Right? Put your hand like this. One person, close your eyes, the receiver closes their eyes. The giver is going to run their hand up and down, right? Tell me, you say when you can feel it, right? So one person closes their eyes and they have their hands open, and then the other person, do it slow. Yeah, go ahead, just go like this. Yeah. One person closes their eyes. Right? Can you feel that when your palm is near the other person, you can feel it? Move it up and down, don't leave it there. When you leave it there, you're doing a healing thing. I don't know if you can heal it. Right? So, you can all feel it, right? Mm-hmm. That's your chi force, your energy force. Now, some people say, chi is not a thing, it's a result. Okay? So, when you're running water through a hose, what comes out at the end is a result. When you do everything correctly, correct body posture, correct alignment. I'm getting used to the accent down here. It's starting to make me say things weird. So, posture, alignment, everything working correctly makes the chi starts to flow. And when you remove emotional blocks and physical blocks, right? What's a block? It's a piece of ice. Piece of ice, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical, somewhere it hurts. If you go in your mind and you bring your intention there and say, what is the puzzle shape of the pain? It doesn't hurt here, but it hurts here. It doesn't hurt here, but it hurts there. That's your shape. Okay, that's a piece of ice. Use your intention, imagine what it feels like, to vibrate it until ice becomes water. And then you'll feel it flowing. Once it's flowing, right, it wants to leave, turn it to steam and let it disappear. It goes out. And you can say, okay, I delete it to 0 and then to negative infinity. Once we're doing guided meditation, we add all that kind of stuff. But just physically, we do that. Then comes doing something with it, right? So for me, I do healings on people. It's got to be 20, 30 years. People with cancer, people with can't walk. I healed so many people. Sometimes the energy says don't. You're supposed to do it. I mean, I had a girl fell out of a tree, broke her back. They said her spinal cord was severed, and she'll never walk. I said, I already fixed that. They're like, what? I fixed it. I go, but she's supposed to be paralyzed, but not all the way. And they're like, what? They go, can you come here? They want you to come. So the hospital called me because they couldn't think of anything else. She was only 22, so they didn't want. So I said to her, guess what? this happened. There's nothing to do about it right now. We're going to work on it. Accept it. Don't cry. Don't get mad. It might be the best thing ever happened. I talked to her. She said, this is the best thing ever happened. She got married to somebody real nice. She worked for the military. She was testing those robot bodies. She got to do tons of stuff. She teaches paralyzed kids in wheelchairs in Connecticut. Her life was great. Gave her purpose. Weird way, but so what happened? It was pressed, but when I worked on her, she was able to squeeze her thighs. We were in the hospital and feel, right? And then when there was an energy block, like all of a sudden her blood pressure went sky high. Right? Her family was in a room. They're like, the doctor goes, that's impossibly high. I don't know what's wrong. I said, I'll fix that. I just touched her feet, and then it went right down to 120/80, and everybody clapped their hands. And I go, it's all energy shifting. I mean, her body was freaking out, and it probably was an overloaded chi going in her and everything. So it does stuff, right? I had women with radiation burns, and then I cleared it. You could see her disappearing, right, in front of the mirror, and be all gone. So things work because why? Nothing is really real if it's all energy, right? This is just an illusion. This is a convenience. This is your brain making it convenient. I don't know if her shirt's red to me. What if it's green, but she always called it red, and so did everybody else, and you too. So we don't know, right? But to you, everybody said that's red. So you might be really seeing green, and we don't know, because to you that was always that. So everything is just in energy and information. That's all that matters. Once you get the information, you can do something with the energy, right? So that's how Qigong works. So that's part of this. The Qigong is built into the Tai Chi, right? So the beginning part of Tai Chi is called the commencement. There's pieces. It's done in pieces, and each one is like a mini Qigong form, right? So we won't worry about fighting with it yet, because you're not supposed to fight. Self-defense. Self-defense means get the heck out of the way, right? And what's in Tai Chi? Yield, redirect, absorb, release. Here comes a punch. Whoa. I don't go, no. I go, whoa. Now here's that fist. I'm redirecting it. I'm touching it. I'm sticking to it. His energy's going that way. I'm going that way too. I'm sticking to it. I'm accelerating it. That guy's gonna fall. And then I grab him and pull. So yield, redirect, absorb, stick to it, and then release. So emotionally, yield to the past. Redirect it to more useful ways of thinking about it. Absorb what's useful. What was the lesson from it? And then yield, redirect, absorb, release the bad. What do we need it for? Right? Chinese call it releasing the bads. Now, the word first, ghost in Chinese is guai. So all these things that come to your mind all of a sudden, when we're doing class, thoughts will come through your mind. That's what you need to release, good or bad. Some things that are good you're obsessing about, so you're going to ruin it. Right? People get that. So you release, right? So thoughts that come, they're called ghosts. What do you do when you see a ghost? You acknowledge it, hey, uncle, whatever, but you don't tug on it. Now, the Chinese say when the ghosts do that, when you disturb a ghost, when you say, hey, I'm here, it'll come to you and possess you and steal your energy. All right? So there's a whole Taoist thing on dealing with demons and ghosts that steal your energy, but that's another world. I've done all that stuff. So I've done lots of exorcism, a whole bunch. My uncle, my father's uncle, was being made a saint because he was an exorcist for the Catholic Church. He was a priest, and he did all these healings. And whoever touched his cloth after he died got healed. So I'm passing on, passing it on. So that energy has to go, and that's what's coming to your mind. The reason's coming to your mind. It's time to release it. So you don't deal with it. You don't. You deal with it by letting it go. You don't deal with it by experiencing it. That's the worst thing you could do. That's why I don't believe Western psychotherapy. I do holistic. I'm a board certified MA holistic psychology, right? It deals with what do we do now? What's the plan? What do you do for the Freudian way? Talk for 20 years, maybe you'll get better. His pocketbook got better. But did you get better? Not really. I've never seen anybody I've seen them get worse when they go to psychotherapy because they're regurgitating the same problem every week. And what's the plan? What's the solution? So holistic psychology uses Qigong for energy healing, and it uses guided meditation to release the ghosts, right? Release the black smoke, they call it. So it's good. And then word-wise, it says, here's the reason. Like I had one come to me, really upset. She had a disease that was going to kill her, a blood disease, and like 100 people had it, and they said you're going to die every day. So she came to me, of course, took a blood test before and after. When she did it after the Qigong, they said you're not going to die anymore. Everything changed. Now, why? She came to me, and I go, okay, psychically, whatever you want to call it, energy-wise, I could see. She said she was upset that her husband died, right? And that's why she's getting sick. I go, no, you're not. You're really glad. And she goes, why? I go, because he used to beat you up in front of his kids, right? And say that he'll kill you if you leave and all that stuff. She's like, how did you know that? I go, your energy field is telling me all this stuff. It's here. It's right around you. This is your story. Change the story. So she came to me for 3 months, cleaned up everything, sold all his stuff, sold the house, and her life is hunky-dory now, right? What was it before? Clinging, being upset, all his stuff was just still there out in the open, like it was like a silversmith, so there's crap all over the place, right? And so, was it making her life better? No, right? So, that's all Qi work, healing work. So Tai Chi helps you do that in an even less boring way than Qigong, right? If Qigong is better than jogging, then Tai Chi is even better, because you're doing moving Qigong. So, if you want to all try the commencement, I'll show you how to do that. So you can feel Qi. You can all feel Qi now, you felt it from each other, right? If I go like this, you can feel Qi. Can you? Pointing at you, right? You feel this? It's like a beam. Yes? Yeah. Here, you can actually feel my fingers in your brain. Right? You can use it when class. Feel that. Feel that. Right? It's like a line of energy. Feel that? Right? And that's what we're going to work with right now. The beginning of the Tai Chi form does that. It's called the commencement. It comes from Shaolin. That's a whole nother explanation. All this stuff was done before, right? Done before Tai Chi. They took bits and pieces of things and made it into a form. Okay, a form, what does that mean in Tai Chi? A bunch of roads, right? You're going back and forth, and you're moving forms. It means shapes. You're making shapes. Shapes, right? So I'm making shapes. That's all it means. In karate, it's called kata. Karate is all rough and steals your energy. I know lots of people that did it. They're usually dead by 54. All these karate masters are dead. They're dead at 54. They got heart attacks because they only went right, and it's not this. Okay, the commencement. You start like this. Put your feet together. Sink into the ground. Sink into the ground. Just loosen up. You can't say relax because it doesn't relax anybody, right? Your parents yelled at you and said relax. It didn't work. So loosen, sink. Feel your feet past the building, into the dirt. Go down into past the rocks, past more dirt, past the boulders, past the streams underneath us. There are underground streams, there's an enormous amount.
Do we need to spread out or earlier? Do we need to spread out or earlier?
No, that's fine, because we're only going to go here. Okay, you can do every other person, right? You're good. Go up a little. Yeah, go up a little. You can go up a little, Susan. And then you go up a little. There. Now you got it. Okay, I'm fine. So now, sinking. Feet are down, past the building, past everything. Go to the center, to the soothing, healing, nurturing, loving Mother Nature. Some people didn't have nice mothers, so we skip words like that. Soothing, healing, nurturing, loving nature. It's there. suck it up from your feet. Bring it into your center of your, below your belt. Right? Put it all in that dantian. 3 inches below your navel, 3 inches in. Okay, now we're going to move. Shift your weight to the right. Circle your foot. Drop down. Okay, so we're about shoulder width. Right? Feet are straight. Okay, that's the hardest thing for anybody to do. Keep their feet straight. And one of your feet are in. I can feel, like even if I'm not looking, somebody's off. All right, lower your knees. Right, so we don't bend the front. If you sit on the toilet, you go like this, no, you'll fall. You'll miss the toilet. We sit like this on the toilet, right? Or we sit on an airplane, like this, because it's an annoying seat. Sit like this. That's called grounding and rooting. We're going to ground. So there's 8 energies. Pong means to, P-N-G, expand, like a tire inflates. Pong Lu means to withdraw. G means to squeeze. On means to press. Then the 4 lesser ones are swing, tear, shoulder, elbow. Okay? You do them in the form, but they're not like the first 4. The first 4 are called grasp the bird's tail in the yang style. Y-A-N-G, yang. You're down here saying yang style. That's not the yang style. And then there's Chen, which is older than yang. It's more military. It's got like stomps and stuff. Yang took all the stomps out. Right? So you're sitting and we're here. All right. You're going to turn your hands. Feel like you're scooping chi. Exit. Right? Sink your body and turn your hands. So use that chi feeling you felt. Let it go here. Feel the chi between the earth and you. Okay? So this is air. Right? Rise up and shoot chi from out of your fingers. That's fire. Right? You can feel chi come out of my hands. Now comes water. And now comes earth. Right? What grows out of the earth? Trees. Right? This is a tree growing out of the ground. So when we did this, we did Pong energy. We expanded. We did G. Right? G was to, squeezing means to push out. It's not necessarily the word G means squeeze, but it means to just go like that. Lu means to always come back. And on is to press. Okay? So when you do it in the Tai Chi form, I'll turn around so you can all see my bald spot. And now, let's go like this. You're going to do Pong, right? Don't touch your hands, almost. And then keep going, keep going. Lift your left heel, right? Keep going, and then pull back, lift your front toe. That's Lu, that was G, Lu, I mean. Now we go to G, right? Take your back heel, push it into the ground. You can feel the chi come out of your hands into the other one. Now you're gonna go like this, you're gonna do press. Press takes the longest. Pull back, lift your front foot, circle, sit back on your back leg and stick your arms out. Then go open and push. So I'm doing the old yang. It doesn't look like this in the new yang. And then that's grasp the bird's tail. But you don't lock your elbows because in nature, trees don't have 2x4s, right? So in nature, we don't lock. That's called shove in Chinese. We push in Chinese arts, but we don't shove. You hear my elbow crack? So that's why you don't do it. If you're like this, someone can push you back against yourself. If you're like this, you can't. So watch, here's my hand, it's straight, right? I can bend it. I'm like this, I can bend it. I'm like this, I can't bend it no matter how hard I do. Why? Because it's not straight. It's super strong. No matter how hard I'm pushing, I can't bend it. Okay? And here, and I did it. So, same as here, right? So that's grasp the bird's tail. It's called lazily tying coat in Chen. So let's do the same thing in a Chen style. So Chen style is a little different. You're gonna go, you're still gonna do this, but it's more, see, it's more, yeah. Then you're gonna go here, I'll turn around. After you do circle, you go here. You're gonna step in, step out, go like this, step up, make a fist, and pound. Boom. That's Chen does pounding. Shaolin Tai Chi does pounding. Yang took it out. Then we're going to go like this and out. So we want to do grasp the first, so the Chen way. Go here, go here, go here to do Chi, go here to do An. See? And then come single whip. That's the commencement we learned first. We learn it right. How do we go this way? You extend your blades to come out. You don't move your arms. Look, here's me moving my arms. Here's my blades. See? My blades are moving. My blades are moving me. Right? My blade goes in. My blade goes out. My blade goes in. My blade goes out. This is not right. This is right. So when we're moving, that's why it heals your body so much. It's massaging you the whole time you're doing the form. So the commencement already starts with the internal massage, the internal energy moving, right? Then we learn grasp the bird's tail. We learn single whip. So single whip is the next piece. The whole first piece before you start the form is basically a Qigong form, right? So we have the commencement. Okay, I was going to do the Chen style. Okay. Oh, we did it, right? All right. So do the commencement, right? And then you want to do Yang style. So I'm going to move like this, right? You're going to turn your head, look, yin and yang, right? Lift up your back heel. Twist your arm. That's in case someone's punching you. When you twist your arm, their fist is going to fly away. Step back. Turn around. Push behind you. Make a hook with your hand. Step in, hold the ball. Turn your hips. Slide your foot out. Take the back foot, push it into the ground. And now you're the whole palm energy. You feel the energy come out of your hands? Home. Sit back. Yang style always sits back, turn left, turn right. So come in, go out. Right? This is in both styles. Right? And that goes all the way back to Shaolin. Okay. Now we do grasp the bird's tail. Hum. I like doing this first to clear the air. Hum. Lu. Keep going with Lu. Lift your foot. G. Right? You should feel like you're squishing something. You should feel like squish. Open. Come back. Circle. Sit back while you push your hands out. Then open wide and bang. Right? That's the old Yang. The new Yang doesn't do that. Go back. Turn your right foot in. This is right out of Shaolin material. Come into your chest. Open. Then put your hand here. Strike. Stab. Step back. Curl. Pinky leads away. Curl your hand. Go like this. Like you're making fun of somebody in Italian. Right? Go like this. Go like that. Pizza. I always say, give them a pizza. Right? Come in. And then stretch your whole body from the inside. Sink. Turn your right foot in. Cut the cake. Right? That whole thing is single whip. You don't have to do it perfect, but hey, you're doing it perfect. You never did it before. You look right. Just lift your hand and align your shoulder. So it takes a while to learn it, which is great because you don't want to be fake. You want to be natural. And so we do it until we feel good. Right? Until everything's working. First level, get the postures correct. Second level, move correctly. Third level, rooting and grounding, which I teach first, right? And then we keep on adding layers. Right? I have somebody who's been doing it for 13 years with me. She's 80. She looks 50. Like you wouldn't believe. She can do this. I make her do all these crazy things, and she could do them all when we do Qigong class. And because she's been doing it for 12 years, she started out with just doing Qigong and conditioning. And she looks younger, acts younger, she works all day, and she shovels and digs and doesn't get tired. Why? Because it is fun. You're remembering what you learned?
Well, I'm trying to remember because it's, that's one form or one piece of it, and it's
the beginning I did it. It's got to be similar to what you did.
yeah, because there's
they always do commencement, but look, the modern people go like this.
But see, it was different for
Yeah, that's the modern way they go.
See, it seemed like we did something like
Oh yeah,
this.
you're doing the short form. So look,
Yeah.
the short form goes like this. That's
Yeah.
modern. The Chinese communists invented it. Go here, step in,
Yeah,
go out,
yeah.
and then hold the ball to the left, hold the ball right,
yeah.
step in, step out,
Yeah.
single whip.
Yeah, so single whip was like 3 or 4 moves.
Yeah, it's short, you're only doing 42 moves. This is our 85 moves, 85 postures, 180 moves. So if you count every little movement you do, it's 365. When you have 108 postures, you always have 365. Why? It's 365 days in a year, and you're going to learn them every day to perfect the next one, right? So, and, you know, in the old times, they had 8 hours to practice. No TV, certainly no cell phones, right? No nothing, no videotapes, no Betamax, no VHS, nothing, right? And what do you do when you have nothing? You're just as smart as a PhD person today, maybe smarter, right? And so you observe nature. That's what they did. They said, hey, when we're working and we have bales of rice, I feel good. In the winter, I feel sick. I don't do any work. And then the women feel good because they're dancing. But, hey, what did we do here? Let's do the moves from lifting up bales of rice. Look, it's Qigong. It's the same move, right? It's the same kind of stuff. So when the women do the dancing thing, they do the ribbon dance, right? That's all in my Qigong class. We did this. And so all those moves became what we know today. Qigong existed 2,000 years before acupuncture. So it was Qigong first, then acupressure. Because they said, hey, I can feel qi. And they go, I feel weird spots on me, right? Because they're more in tune back then. And they touch it, they go, ow, why is this, why is that? And then they figured it all out. Now scientists, only a few months ago, they go, oh, the meridians are real. They go, we found a channel. All right, you have a lymph node, okay. The lymph system looks like veins and arteries in your body. And it's like this big white fluid that's eating all the dead germs and cancer cells and everything your body spit out. If people have cancer cells in them every day, your body is healthy, gets rid of it. How does the lymph move? By moving, right? The blood moves no matter what. But people used to hunt or gather, right? Or sheep herd, right? Or something. Farmers created problems for everybody. The wheat was no good, it's not healthy. They created murder. Who's the first murderers? Farmers. Why? They had to kill all the animals on the land, and they had to kill the people that were there first. Right? Which is true in history. The whole Cain and Abel story, that's just an allegory for the invaders who brought in and grabbed all the land, killed them, which they were shocked, right? So the sheep herders were kicked off the land. So that's Cain and Abel. The whole story is right there. That's the actual real meaning. Don't forget what happened to us. That's what it means. So, same here. You gotta have things going in a way that's gonna make physical sense, right? Physical sense. So, a lot of what we do is logical if you know Chinese medicine, but you don't have to know it, right? You just have to do it. And it's not monkey see, monkey do, because when you explain to somebody, okay, so let's do what you learned first, rooting and grounding. Okay, here you are, right? Shift your weight. Now, can you lift that foot? No. Right? I can't lift it. No, it's yours. How do you lift it? All the weight is there. That's rooting. So if somebody's pushing at you, you root. Right? Now I'm grounded. I'm going to take the ground and I'm going to move it through my body. Right? Who's not afraid of falling down? Or I'll move you a little bit without killing you. You're a big guy. All right? I'll be gentle. Stand right here. All right. So look, push against me with your shoulder here, this way. Push. Right? So that's he's using the strength, right? And he's pushing. All right, now I'm just going to root and go ahead, push. Root and ground. See? Right? And that's the other concept. See, I did it on one foot. It's called single weighted in Tai Chi. You're single weighted. Only double weighted in the beginning because you're just doing Qigong. But when I'm moving, did you feel the whole floor go through you? Right? So I just go boom. Right? Now you can try to stop me, and I still can do it, right? 1, 2, 3, go. See? I lifted you. That's called uprooting. That's another concept in Tai Chi. When I'm here, I'm uprooting you. I'm not shoving People try shoving, you just push it back. Keep pushing. Right? Now, if I'm going to root him up and over, see? He pushed, didn't move before. So all those things are inside the Tai Chi form. That's the martial art part, but it's also not. It's also the suck up the earth energy, bring down the heaven energy, right? So, go back. Thank you. In Japanese, that's the uke. It means the dummy. The dummy that gets knocked around, right? We don't have that concept in Chinese stuff. Oh, I'm sad that the Chinese girl had to go. Rooted. Push your toe into your heel, into the other heel, into the other toe. Right? You feel how it's doing that? Now you can lift your back leg, right? But your front leg is now, so just shift. So we're going to be doing that in the whole form when you do the whole form. You want to feel that happening in your body. So when after I'm doing the commencement, what am I doing? I'm doing that. Look. See? I'm doing that. And then I go to the farthest I can go. That's where the martial art aspect comes. Look, somebody's going to punch me. I push their hand down. I go here. Now they try to punch me. I twist. Their fist goes flying. I grab their hand. I hit them in the ribs. Hit the pressure point. That hurts, right? I push them away. Somebody's coming from that side. And I go here. I lifted their arm. I smashed into their soft part. Right? They can try to stop me. I chop their hand down and I smack them in the face. Smacking in the face hurts more than punching. It hurts you. Right? So then you do grasp the person. So that's hidden in the form. If you do it all the time, it's going to be second nature, and it'll come out of you because your body's trained to do it. So I wouldn't say, oh, I'm scared. Don't worry about it. Just practice the form. The form is everything, right? Form is everything. You want to do a little bit of the yang style? It's the easiest one. All right. So we did the beginning. Do the sink, extend, lift, sink, push, pull, come down. All right, now you're going to make a V. Turn, get wide enough. Turn your right foot in, push your left hand down, extend your right hand with your elbow. Don't lock your elbow. Good. Switch your waist, your weight fully into your hip, and twist your arm. Lift your back heel. Now you can have your back heel lifted so you can go back. And turn your left foot and push behind you. Hold the ball. We do that a lot. We're always holding the ball. Shift your weight. Step in, step out. One hand goes up, one hand goes down. Okay? Sit back. Yang always does this. Sit back, turn out, turn in. Chop and slap. And then grasp the bird's tail. 1, 2, lift your back heel, lift your front toe. 3, push, right, squeeze, come back, circle, like sit back, see, root, because why are we gonna root? We're gonna do a big shove, right, or a big push. Remember, I told you there's no shoving. Come back, and bang, and if they grab your hands, pull them in, right, and then we go to single whip, that's too much. That's easy, right? If we do a little piece at a time, we can do a little piece at a time to get right. I'm just stringing it all along so you can see. I mean, we would think, oh, maybe the whole class just to do this. Now, before that is Chen, which is a little rougher. I showed you that. But if I do my class, I'm actually going to start you with the pre-Tai Chi. Everything you're ever going to need to know in Tai Chi, you'll learn it faster. Faster and easier and better if you learn the Shaolin material that came first. So, first you learn preliminary stuff. Rooting and grounding. Rooting and grounding. Shifting chi from one side of your body to the other. That's called cloud hands, which we always have every Tai Chi form. So try that. You're here, and then you're going to go this way, and then push into the other foot. And then one hand makes the other hand go up. So you want to feel the chi, because your one hand, I'm not just moving, one hand is moving as I'm shifting. Top hand makes the bottom hand go up. As the top hand goes down, the bottom hand goes up. Right? You can see the self-defense of this. Right? Here's somebody's fist. I pull it down. Now I just broke their arm out. Right? Now the Shaolin stuff is gentle. It's Buddhist, you're not supposed to hurt somebody. They hurt themselves, that's their karma. That's their karma. So you feel this, that's cloud hands. What do you feel between your hands? A cloud, that's the chi feeling between your hands is chi, right? Feel that magnet? So why is that happening? Because you're spiraling from the ground. So we weren't learning rooting the ground. Then this is going towards, so we do Tai Chi swings, because you're gonna hit lower, below your belly. You're gonna hit the trapped emotional energy. And this is in the direction that you're looking. That's the first Tai Chi swing, right? So we practice that. So what are we practicing? Closing the qua and opening the qua. The Chinese call it inguinal fold, which is a lot of stuff to say inguinal fold. The psoas, all right? You just say qua, Q-U-N, much easier. The qua closes, see? My hand is inside it. The qua opens, it's out, and now the other one's there. So one qua closes, and one qua opens. What does that mean? Yin and yang. Yin closes, yang opens, right? So you're gonna feel the yin and yang going on. So that's this one. Now we want to switch. Turn your foot in and do upper body and release all the emotional baggage in your liver. So now we're swinging away. The back leg has all the weight. So you're like this. Okay. So in Tai Chi, when do you do this kind of stuff? I'll turn around. When do you do this kind of stuff? Right? It's called wash face, look at the picture, show the picture. White crane spreads its wings. That's when we do this in the form. One, brush knee twist step. Brush knee twist step. It's the same in the forms, no matter what style. Brush knee twist up is immediately after white crane spreads its wings, because you're doing the same thing. Look. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee twist step. Just did the same thing. One is high, one is low. Right? There's a lot of Tai Chi people are real pedantic, and they don't believe things. If I show them that, it's the same thing except twice, and why do you think why it's always second? No, it's not because of that. I go, then why? They're like, I don't know. Then give up. Okay? So you do those swings. The third swing is more difficult. This is for your brain, your mind. It's for cleansing the spiritual issues. Your arms are not willfully moving. Look, I'm going up, it's flinging my arms. I'm going up, it's flinging my arms. I'm going up, it's flinging my arms. I'm going up. Those are the three swings. You learn that first, you get used to your body, right? And when you can handle, because we're going to move in Tai Chi, get used to moving while you're meditating. Then I teach what's called Chanyango, which is circular coiling, okay? And then Chen Tai Chi, they have something called silk reeling. It means the same exact thing, right? This is silk reeling in Chen Tai Chi. You learn that first, and then you use that to build the building blocks of Chen. But the building blocks of both of them is the Shaolin. So there's 8 moves that go like this. They're all found in the Tai Chi form, right? I'll turn around. So you're going to do this first, right? You do 4 on each side, and you do this, which you saw them in the form I was doing, right? And then look, this can become single whip, see? So that's the second one. The third one, wash. My teacher said wash face, look at the picture, show the picture. It's the easy way to remember. Wash your face, turn your head, right? If somebody's gonna punch you in the face, get out of the way, right? Turn your head. Here's their fist. Pick them up, go under the armpit, throw them on the floor. So that's white crane spreads his wings, right? Do it low. Brush knee, see brush knee? Twist step. All right, then what's next? Circle, push, push. That's removing garbage from our lungs. Circle, push in Chinese means to open the gables, to see outside. They didn't have glass windows, right? Push, push. Circle, push, push. Circle, push, push. The next one. All right, so everything, look. There's mudras in Buddhism. The first one we did was this. If you just put your hands like this, you feel the chi flowing a whole different way. The second one is this, right? Feel the chi flowing, right? It's different, right? The third one is this. Now, I think some people who do qigong for praying, right over your hand. Yeah. Right? And you can feel this, and you can feel the chi going, and when you're praying and you do this, oh, they did this works too. I mean, we do this in Buddhism, right? The beginning of the Buddhist version of this form goes like this.
You should do that.
And then out, and you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe deeper, breathe all the way, open your wrist, push the chi down into you, right? And clean it, right? Then you do the commencement, right? Then you do this, what we're doing now. So that's all these pieces. There's this, there's this, there's this, there's this. Right at the end of the Tai Chi form is this. So these movements were done for health exercises. They can all be done with a broom in your hand, which means you can clobber people with them. A broken broom is 2 swords, right? You break a sword. So you could do this with double swords. Because a broom broken half is now 2. So all these things are for self-defense and health. Always was, right? That's why the Tai Chi form. Also another proof, if you know, if you're into this stuff, that Tai Chi comes from Shaolin is that you can do the whole form, the whole Tai Chi form with a broom handle in your hand. If it wasn't Buddhist, they wouldn't be able to do that. So, you know, I have a book out that's this thick about the hidden history of Chinese martial arts, and I explain all those things. But that's past for you. I have a book here on spiritual qigong and how to build up your energy to do that kind of stuff. So once you learn that form, then we do something called the 13 postures. Now, every Tai Chi person says that never learned Shaolin first, says there's 13 postures in Tai Chi. Okay? Well, Shaolin has the Lohan, which means saint, right? Lohans fought Moshan, the crazy devils. So they always have forms that have the crazy devil side and the Lohan side. So the Lohan's 13 postures. You do everything I just showed you in Tai Chi, right? You do like kind of what you did. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. So what do we do? Hung, Lu, Chi, An, right? So Shaolin must have known that first. The second one does this, which we do in Tai Chi, right? And then the third one does the other energy. Remember I said there's 8 energies? So it does that. So you learn them, you do one on each side. There's different feet patterns, because you're going to do all the different foot patterns later in Tai Chi. Once you learn those building blocks, Tai Chi is easy. That form is like, oh, I already know how to do that part. The first time I learned Tai Chi, I learned Shaolin first for 10 years. I was like doing everything, and he's like, how do you know this already? They go, you're just doing Shaolin. No, I'm not. They never want to admit it, because they don't know the history, right? I mean, I did a lecture in online in Beijing University explaining how I use anthropological techniques to do history research in martial arts, and I discovered all this stuff, where it came first, and what the moves, how they evolved, and all that stuff. So it's important, because it's going to make your Tai Chi better, right? The form will be really easy to learn when you learn all those little pieces. And then you're like, oh, just do this. This part is really the same as this, or this part is the same as that. If I tell you in the form and you've already done it all in the Qigongs, so easy, right? So easy. So I'm able to teach, in New Jersey, to teach Tai Chi quicker, which gets rid of the rigmarole of like, because I taught you all the beginnings stuff first, the Shaolin versions. And then when you do the form, it's easy. Now the form can take 45 minutes to do, or 5 minutes, depends how fast you do it. I don't recommend doing it real fast in the beginning, because you're gonna feel your body go, right? You wanna just do it slow so everything flows, right? So, but we want to get to the form, so that's why we do the other stuff. Okay, questions?
So, are you gonna have a class here, and do you
Well,
start with the Shaolin
they gotta get
pieces?
permission. Last time it was together, it was after the introductory lecture, it was 2 months. But since I did that, it seems like a bunch of people said, oh, I want to do it too. And they were teaching their own stuff, so they're eating up the time. But I teach, I can teach out of my house, it's a few blocks away. So I have a, like a lot of houses here have a loft area. So I could teach like 6, 7 people there.
But so you're not gonna do a class here, or you're.
I don't know,
working on-
they're gonna,
They're gonna
if
work.
everybody here says they want it, then
Then they
they
can
can
do
push it for it, right?
Uh-huh.
So the Qigong one was they wanted to